If you enjoy farm podcasts, then tune into Carrot Cash Flow for all things farm business. Join us as we explore the latest trends, tips, and stories from market farmers running businesses just like yours. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe to Carrot Cash Flow today. The fulvic acid being used in supplements, cosmetics, what if somebody's putting in a supplement, what's the why behind that?
So we can get into the real dirty details here if you want, but the main thing about fulvic acid is fulvic acid has a high cation exchange capacity, right? So it has an affinity for positively charged ions. So what will happen is a lot of times fulvic acid will attach to those nutrients and you'll see increased absorption. And you'll see this a lot of times, even in agriculture, where we'll take let's say a zinc sulfate, for example, do a foliar application, and we get zinc in the plant. We take zinc sulfate, mix with fulvic acid, and we significantly increase the absorption of that nutrient. Sometimes the fulvic acid is being used as, I call it a tortilla chip. What are you going to put on it? It's a mechanism for getting things into the system. Cosmetic companies will use our fulvic acid in conjunction with other things when they put it on their skin to increase absorption of that thing across the skin. It's not necessarily the fulvic that's doing the work, but usually something with the fulvic.
Yeah, the reason I ask is that you see a lot of different additives in the agricultural space of things people can foliar spray on plants, broadcast on the ground. And it's always nice to know, hey, if I ate this, I'm going to survive it, where you can't say that with a lot of other substances.
Yeah, I will put my humic or fulvic up against any municipal waste or herbicide as far as human consumption. The raw material, our raw humate, nothing changed, goes into the animal feed industry as a mineral supplement. And the reason is, this is old plant material. This deposit behind me is just old plant material. So all the minerals that were in that plant material are still there. So they feed it as a broad spectrum mineral to get iron and some of these other minerals into their feed.
You think about the people listening to this and the why of using these. Is that the why of gardeners, market farmers is probably the primary audience listening to this? I apply humic substances to my fields to increase the mineralization content, like add more trace minerals that aren't there, or is there something else you think?
There's three components to the humates, and I would cover them each in turn real briefly. The first one is the mineral profile, like you said. Yeah, it's rich in minerals. You're going to get those minerals back. In a highly leached soil, you're absolutely providing minerals. The other thing is humic substances are naturally a component of your soil organic matter. The one thing that you're getting with the humic substances is you're hitting the fast forward button. So it took millions and millions of years to turn this plant material into what it is now. 50 pounds of humate equals about 1,500 pounds of compost or manure before that decomposition process. So if you could hit the fast forward button and get you some of that stable organic matter, that's a huge benefit. And the last thing is the physical characteristics on the soil. So when you put humic substances down in the soil, you're actually increasing your soil's ability to hold water and nutrients. And I'll throw out a number. This is from the USDA NRCS. And they state that a 1% change in soil organic matter will conserve 30,000 more gallons of water per acre. So if you had a rain event or some irrigation cycle and you were able to retain that much more water in the soil. Now, it doesn't make the soil more soggy. It just creates macropores and micropores where that water and nutrients can be stored. And that's the interesting thing is by increasing your soil's ability to attach these, create space for water, you're also creating space to hold nutrients. And we've got several university trials where we've applied humic acid with nitrogen, even less amounts of nitrogen, and got more yield out of it. And that's because that soil was able to hold those nutrients longer, give that plant a longer opportunity to use those nutrients.
So you have one component of it's like a sponge, right? It's more of a physical thing. It's I'm holding water, I'm creating pore space, I'm aggregating soil. The organic matter, just raising the organic matter. If we put that part of it aside, are microbes eating this as food? So is this a microbe food that you're also adding to the soil?
That's a really common question. It's actually they're connecting the wrong dots. When you put humic substances down, a lot of people will see microbial activity go up. They say, wow, this is a great microbe food. But the truth is, the humic substances have gone through their degradation process by microbes. It's not the first thing at the buffet that they want to eat. The humic substances are the paper plate at the buffet. They're going to eat everything else first. Microbes really don't want to eat humic substances. But humic substances aggregate things. So if you were a microbe in the soil and you were looking for things like air, oxygen, water, humic substances by forming those soil colloids in the aggregate create space for air, oxygen, and water. So you see increased microbial activity because of the environmental changes that occur with humic substances. A good friend of mine once described the humic substances as $1 million house for microbes. They're not eating the house, but that's surely where the party is happening. And I think that's the reason you add that is if you're facilitating microbial activity, humic substances are that nexus.
Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower, a proud retailer of the Sumi Soaker system. The Sumi Soaker system is an irrigation game changer. It offers multiple advantages for market gardeners. Even gentle watering without dry spots common with wobblers. The system is lightweight and portable, so you can use it with quick rotation crops. It's low maintenance with no parts to break or clog. It's versatile. You can use it for direct seeding, transplants, and cover crops. And it's very cost effective compared to overhead options. And maybe one of its best and most unique features is it can put down water in a rectangular pattern, which is very different than rotating sprinklers that leave circular patterns, often with dry corners and overwatered centers. If you want to learn more about the Sumi Soaker system, use the link below or visit us at shop.moderngrower.co.